Hello viewers, this is Herotlinia. Welcome back to my playthrough of Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix. Previously, Master Yen Sid told us about the Heartless and the Nobodies. He arranged for Flora, Fauna, and Merryweather to get Sora some nice new clothes, and he also supplied us with a Gummi Ship so that we could sail on from Twilight Town. Looks like our next world will be Hollow Bastion. But first, I think I'll check out Jiminy's journal. Let's start with the collection. We got Secret Ansem Report 2 when King Mickey rescued us, so let's read it. I have made a grave mistake. My study of the darkness of the heart began with a simple psychological test and quickly snowballed. Spurred on by my youngest apprentice, Ienzo, I constructed a massive laboratory in the basement of my castle. Unbeknownst to me, my 6 apprentices then began collecting a large number of subjects on which to perform dangerous experiments into the darkness of the heart. As soon as I found out, I called my apprentices together and ordered them not only to cease their studies, but to destroy the results of their research thus far. What on earth was happening within the hearts of my 6 beloved apprentices? While pursuing the mystery of the darkness of the heart, could they themselves have strayed into its depths? Yet I remain the most foolish of all for having begun these experiments. We are not meant to interfere in the depths of another's heart, no matter what our reasons for doing so, and my error plunged me into despair. A visitor from another world soothed my dejected soul. A tiny king named Mickey came wielding a legendary key, the infamous Keyblade, said to bring both chaos and prosperity to the world. He was very knowledgeable on many topics, and we deepened our friendship as we conversed companionably. Upon his advice, I decided to review the data obtained in my basement lab. That is when I discovered the Ansem Reports. Though they bore my name, the only one I had written was number 0. Apparently, he had gone on to pen numbers 1 through 8 himself. Yes, the first subject in my foolish experiments. So wait, does that mean Ansem Reports 1 through 8 that we read in the previous game were not really written by Ansem? Very interesting. Character files. We have other. Sora. Here he is in his old outfit. The outfit that was a bit too small for him, because it seemed he had grown a lot while he was asleep. A boy chosen by the Keyblade, a mysterious weapon. Not long ago, Sora journeyed with Donald and Goofy in search of his longtime friend Kairi, who had been spirited away into the darkness. In the end, they saved the world of all worlds from the darkness that was closing in. Then, somewhere along the way, Sora fell into a deep slumber. Now that he is awake, he can't recall why he fell asleep to begin with. Another Sora entry. And here he is in his awesome new clothes. Not only do they look better, they also have some interesting powers. A boy chosen by the Keyblade, a mysterious weapon. After that, Sora continued journeying in search of Riku, his best friend who was trapped on the other side of the door to darkness, and somewhere along the way, Sora fell into a deep slumber. With a new outfit and strengthened resolve, Sora has set out once more on a search for his friend Riku. Donald Duck. Here he is in his Royal Court Magician clothes. The Royal Court Magician. Not long ago, Donald left Disney Castle with Goofy to search for King Mickey. During that quest, they met Sora and became fast friends. Not before a bit of squabbling, of course. After they helped Sora save the worlds from darkness, Donald and Goofy continued their search for King Mickey, who had decided to stay behind in the realm of darkness. But before they could find the king, the three friends were plunged into a deep sleep, and Donald debuted in The Wise Little Hen in 1934. Goofy, who debuted in 2 Weeks Vacation in 1952, captain of the Royal Knights, Yuck. Not long ago, Goofy left Disney Castle with Donald in search of King Mickey. Along the way, they joined Sora, obeying the king's command to follow the key bearer. After helping save the worlds from darkness, Goofy continued his quest to find the king. But like Donald and Sora, he fell into a deep slumber before he could finish his quest. Wonder what Goofy was doing just before he fell asleep. Yes, I wonder too. I definitely wonder too. Just what events led them to be caught in slumber in the first place? Kairi. It shows her in her school uniform. Longtime friend of Riku and Sora, and one of the 7 princesses with ties to the keys and keyholes. Not long ago, when she was lost in the darkness, Riku and Sora both tried to save her, each in his own way. One the right way and one the wrong way. Thanks to them, Kairi was able to return to her home islands, but her memories of Sora were gone, and she soon stopped visiting the islet where they once played. Her memories were gone? How did they get gone, I wonder? Very interesting. Ansem. Mysterious wielder of darkness. What could his true purpose be? Yes. And why is he wearing an organization coat? Selphie, from Final Fantasy VIII. A girl who lived on the same islands as Sora. She always played with Sora and the other boys. Selphie's whereabouts were in question after Destiny Island vanished some time ago, but thanks to Sora's help, she was able to return home. It doesn't show her handbag. Pete, who debuted along with King Mickey and Steamboat Willie in 1928, a tough and mean former steamboat captain. Donald and Goofy know Pete real well. He's so bad that King Mickey was forced to banish him to another dimension. Maleficent found Pete there and helped him escape from exile. Since then, he's been traveling the worlds, assembling an army of Heartless for Maleficent. I'm pretty certain that the two of them are planning to take over and rule all the worlds. That cannot be good. Hey there, Pete. And Maleficent, who debuted in Sleeping Beauty in 1959. A sorceress of frightening power. In the last adventure, she controlled the Heartless and led a group that was trying to harness the power of darkness. As part of her villainous plan, Maleficent tricked Riku into making the choice to dive into the realm of darkness. In the end, Maleficent yielded to the power of darkness herself, and was defeated by Sora and his friends, but by using her last bit of evil power, she was able to come back again some time later. Yes, she seems to have made a comeback. I'm sure we'll be seeing this lovely witch again. Great Jiminy Cricket. It's Jiminy Cricket, who debuted in Pinocchio in 1940. Glad you could join us. Cricket's the name, Jiminy Cricket. Queen Minnie asked me to come along on this quest as the Royal Chronicler, and what an adventure it's been. You might remember that I also helped my pal Pinocchio out as his official conscience. I try to keep the little fellow on the straight and narrow and show him right from wrong. He sure can be a handful sometimes. And a noseful, too. Quite a dapper-looking cricket. King Mickey. From Steamboat Willie in 1928, the king of Disney Castle. It's been a while since he set off alone to fight the darkness threatening the worlds. King Mickey and Riku stayed behind in the realm of darkness to keep the Heartless from escaping again. Donald, Goofy, and Sora will keep searching until they're reunited with the king. And why is the king disguised as an organization member? Or an organization-type coat? Very interesting. And Pluto, of course, who debuted in the Chain Gang in 1930, the king's faithful dog, but Pluto's more than a pet. He and King Mickey are bound together by the strongest ties there are, friendship and loyalty. When the king disappeared, Pluto set out with the others to find his master. I hope that famous nose of his will lead him to the king. Well, I hope so too. He seems to be smarter than Donald and Goofy, of course. That's it for the other collection. Twilight Town. Sora again. Yes, it looks like he's grown a few inches while he's been napping. He has been deep asleep in a mysterious mansion with his friends Donald and Goofy. The boy chosen by the Keyblade, truly the key to everything. The magic of Merryweather and her fairy friends has prepared new clothes for Sora. These garments appear to come complete with various abilities, such as the power of transformation. With renewed resolve, Sora sets out for adventure once more. Donald Duck the Royal Court Magician. Like Sora, Donald had fallen into a deep slumber, but woke up moments before Sora did. They're happy to be reunited after all this time. But what lies ahead? We shall see, shan't we? Goofy, captain of the Royal Knights. Like Sora, Goofy had fallen into a deep slumber. He doesn't remember why he was asleep, but he's thoroughly refreshed after sleeping so well. Who can say what's in store for our three reunited friends? Hayner, a boy who lives in Twilight Town, who has a bit of an attitude problem. A bit? Once he gets an idea, he has to live it, and Pence and Dolette get dragged along for the ride. Of course. There's bad blood between Hayner and Cypher, the town's self-appointed disciplinarian. And here is Hayner. Pence, a boy who lives in Twilight Town. He hangs out with Hayner, their leader, and Dolette, the responsible one. As for Pence himself, he's relatively laid back. When there's a problem, he takes his time and approaches the problem realistically. He likes spending his time with his friends, especially when there's sea salt ice cream. Hayner in his dog street clothes. Olette, a girl who lives in Twilight Town. She spends most of her time with Hayner and Pence. Olette makes sure to look after the two of them, and won't stand for unfinished homework. She likes to go shopping on Market Street, and watch the sunset while talking with her friends. Yes, a pleasant enough girl, unless homework is undone. Master Yen Sid, who debuted in The Sorcerer's Apprentice in 1940. A powerful sorcerer second to none, he tutored the king in magic. From conjuring up skies full of butterflies to parting an ocean, Yen Sid's feats of wizardry are, well, amazing. His name alone fills some folks with awe, and rightly so. Yen Sid shared some of his wisdom with Sora and friends. He also taught them some valuable techniques to help them prepare for what they'll face on this new quest. A nice tall cone hat. Flora, one of the fairies from Sleeping Beauty in 1959. A good and kind fairy. Flora is always dressed in red. The leader of the group, she helps Fauna and Merryweather make the right decisions. Flora helped Sora prepare for his journey with just the right clothes. But she's not above bickering with her sisters. Fauna, the green fairy. A sweet and gentle fairy, Fauna dresses in green. Always eager to please, she only uses magic to help others. Fauna helped Sora prepare for his journey with just the right traveling clothes. Then Merryweather. A spirited fairy dressed in blue, Merryweather can sometimes be a bit stubborn. Together with Fauna and Flora, she tries to stop Maleficent from harming others. Merryweather helps Sora prepare for his journey with just the right traveling clothes. Blue. That's it for the character files. Now for the Heartless. First the shadows. It sinks into the ground while moving, so timing is the key to defeating it. The moment it surfaces, attack away. And we've already slain 36 of them. And soldiers. We've slain 7 of them. It unleashes decent attacks from every angle. Stay alert when fighting it. It counterattacks with a kick, so retaliate with Cyclone to float in mid-air and unleash combo attacks. Looks like we've done 2 Cyclones so far. Cyclones make it almost too easy to fight them. The Nobodies. Dusks. We've slain 10 as Sora. It is difficult to read this creature's next move, so catch it off guard with a reversal to stop its actions. A series of attacks and reversals can also look cool in battle. Note: it lets its guard down when its attack is parried. This is also true for all Nobodies. But why are these things after Sora now? And Creepers, the weakest of the Nobodies. It takes on various shapes, making it difficult to read its next move. When it is paired with Dusk, use Reversal to stop its movements before attacking. Yes, these little critters are very malleable. The reversal reaction commands for Dusks are useful when fighting most Nobodies. Well, now we have story. We should start at the beginning, shouldn't we? Guided by a voice calling out to him, Sora awoke in a mysterious old mansion. He must have been sleeping there for a long time, but he couldn't remember a thing. Stepping outside, he found the town strangely familiar, even though he had never been there before. Sora was wandering around Twilight Town, as he puzzled as ever when he met Hayner, Pence, and Dolette in the back alley. They said they'd seen someone at the station who was looking for Sora and his friends. From the sounds of things, it must be the king. Sora and his friends hurried to the station, but suddenly found themselves surrounded by swarms of foes. The black-clad warrior who rescued them from their predicament was none other than the king himself. There was little time to celebrate their reunion. "You got aboard the train and leave town," said the king, who gave Sora a pouch of money before disappearing. But if the king had been locked away in the realm of darkness and was safe and sound, that meant Riku must be too. Sora made up his mind to search for Riku. "He and I can go back to the islands together. Kairi's there waiting for us." Donald and Goofy agreed to come along too, of course. Now there's a slight fallacy in the logic that if the king was safe and sound, Riku had to be as well. It was time for them to set out on their next journey. Just like the king said, they had to take a train out of town. They said goodbye to Hainer and the others, who had come to the station to see them off. It was a tearful farewell, even though Sora had only just met the three friends. Still feeling strangely sad, they rode the train to the base of a lonely tower. Donald and Goofy knew the fellow at the tower entrance, Pete, who was never up to any good. The king had banished him to another dimension, but the sorceress Maleficent freed Pete, who served her now. He was gathering an army of Heartless, and had his eye on making a Heartless out of the king's teacher, Master Yen Sid. Yep, I don't think that's happening, Pete. The tower was overflowing with Heartless. Master Yen Sid was waiting for Sora and his friends when they finally made their way to the top. "Chosen wielder of the Keyblade, you are the key that will open the door to light." According to Yen Sid, the light was under a new threat from the enemies called Nobodies. These were the empty shells left behind when someone with a strong heart became a Heartless, yet they had a purpose and will they could act on. A group called Organization 13 was controlling these Nobodies, although their goals are still unknown. The king is on a journey to discover what exactly Organization 13 is trying to accomplish, and if they find the king, they'll likely know where Riku is too. Sora decided to go out in search of the king, but needed to change out of his too small outfit first. Yes, didn't he though? The three good fairies gave Sora enchanted garments in preparation for his journey. All that was left was to set sail on the Gummi Ship Master Yen Sid had prepared. If they opened the gates as indicated by the beam of light streaming from the Keyblade, new paths should appear one after the other, connecting the worlds once more. Yes, everything is connected, even hearts that are far apart and out of reach. A new adventure awaits. Yes, truly it does. Now we have a picture album. We start with a message. Thank Nominee. But who is this mysterious girl Nominee? Awakening. Sora awakens from a long slumber and reunites with friends Donald and Goofy. The King's Teacher. The mysterious tower was inhabited by Master Yen Sid, the King's Teacher. Very interesting. Now we have completed our map list for Twilight Town, with the tower map, the Twilight Town map, and the mansion map. Now we've collected all the puzzle pieces we can at this point, the one that we found in Twilight Town after we got our new clothing. Also treasures. We've collected all the treasures we can at this point. But when we are able to return to Twilight Town in the distant future, we'll be able to get more treasures. Well, this appears to be it for the journal for now. The worlds have prepared new paths for us to follow, and will open gates as we discover the way to go. Our journey is about to begin. Set sail for the next world. And in the next episode, we shall land here at Hollow Bastion and see what awaits us. This is Herald Linnea. I would like to thank you for watching, and I will see you again next time.